Workflows and automations are some of my favorite features of marketing because they make my job easier. And today I'm here with an exciting update that actually improves that. HighLevel just made what I consider a pretty impressive update to the timers in their workflows and automations. And honestly, I've been waiting for this one. So I'm very excited to share this with you today. And I hope you'll be as excited as I am. Now let's dive in and take a look. So here we are in Marketecs Engine, which is our version of HighLevel. And if you go to automations on the left-hand side, then I'm going to pick an existing automation because I want to show you what changed. And I think our 3-day challenge is actually a pretty good example of this. I am going to use the standard builder for today's demo, but this works. It's an action in your workflows, so it works in any of the builders. I'm going to go into the day one workflow here. Now, the change that they made has to do with the timing. It used to be that when you wanted to set a timer, there's a difference between a date timer and a delay timer. And most automations and workflows have this option of a date timer versus delay. They're usually two separate things. They all operate a little bit differently. And the way that HighLevels used to work was that you would actually take an action here that was called an event start date, and you would set the event start date. So you would tell it which date you wanted to base the rest of the actions on. And then any timer that you set after that event start date would actually be based off of the previous date. So what you can see here is like 7 days before, and it's based off of the scheduled start date. And then this is 5 days before, still based off of this date because I haven't put a new date in there. Still 3 days before, based off this date way up here because I haven't put another date in there. So it was a little bit of an interesting way to do this. I hadn't actually worked in a system that did it this way, where you would put in a date and then have to work all your timers from there. And if somebody wasn't familiar with how this was, you may not understand that this timer here was referencing this date back here. And then you could actually put in another date down here, and every timer after that would reference the second date, not the first date. So again, a little bit convoluted, but it worked once you understood it. Now this is different. We no longer have to do this. So this piece here is now not necessary. And I will show you exactly why. And this action, this wait action, already looks a little bit different when you open it up than it did even 2 weeks ago. So now, instead of the until a scheduled date time, we're going to change the event, and you will see we have options, actually lots of options. And I'm really only going to show you a couple of these today, but you can see set for a period of time. So this is a typical delay wait. I want to wait 1 day, 2 days, 3 days from the time that they opted in or from the time of the trigger. That's a pretty standard delay action. The date action was the one that was not existent in this particular action before. Now, when you say, I want to wait until a specific date or time, you can choose that date that you want to wait until. And so we're going to say we want this to be Friday. And the calendar that pops up is very clear that I'm picking June 5th. When you look at it here, it is in the European setting where the month is second and not first. So for us in the US, that looks a little bit off, but that is accurate. Now from here, I can say I actually want the action to occur on the date that I chose, or I can say before this date or after this date still. So this helps if you are doing a webinar and you're like, don't want to do the math. And you can say, all right, the webinar is on Friday. I want this to go out 1 day before, or 3 days before, or 1 week before. You can actually just kind of use these features here. And this part right here, this action name, this is customized. You can change this. This is just the words I put in. I always name my actions so that it is easier when I'm scanning down to see exactly what they're supposed to be doing. So in this case, I would probably put the date, because that would make sense to me that the date would be here on the title. All right, so we give it a name, we give it a date. You can also give it a specific time, which is very nice. Then you choose whether you want the action, the next action, whatever's coming next in the sequence, to happen on the actual date before or after. And then the next is if this date has already passed. So in this situation, the example is you're having a webinar on Friday. Someone signs up 1 hour before the webinar. You don't actually want them to get the email that went out 3 days ago telling them that the webinar is happening in 3 days. So that's where you would skip all outbound communication actions until the next wait or event start. It would skip to the most active item or the only active items. Now, you have other options here. You can continue to next action, so it actually would send that email that they missed, even if it's past the action date. You could exit the automation altogether. This is over. I don't actually want them to get this. They, made a mistake by being here. Or you could skip to a specific step in the workflow. Maybe you want them to go 3 steps down instead of just skipping all outbound communications. So you have some options there. Skipping all outbound is probably the one that we use the most. So I'm going to save this action. You're going to see that the name changed, and that's all set up now to be a specific date. So now I can actually delete this. I don't even need that action anymore. So this is definitely going to streamline our workflows quite a bit to not need those extra dates in all the workflows when we were doing date-based items. I'm interrupting this video to make sure that there is no confusion about HighLevel or about how to work with me. If you want to try HighLevel but don't want to waste months trying to figure it out, I have 2 very clear options for you to consider. If you're looking to build an agency or a SaaS business, head over to marketecs.com/HighLevel. By using our affiliate link, which costs you nothing, you will get the following bonuses. Our Marketecs Engine Core Snapshot. This is all of the features that we install in every new Marketecs Engine user account, and we're giving it to you for free as an affiliate. Our onboarding guides and access to our private community, an invitation to join our weekly live office hours, where I personally will answer questions and even share tips that I've learned throughout the week. And I'm constantly learning. There is so many new features and things to learn in this industry as a whole, not to mention within the HighLevel platform. Plus, we'll give you our additional templates, checklists, and migration guide. That's option number 1. Option 2 is if you are a business owner just looking to improve your own tech stack and you don't want to do it alone. You would like a trusted strategic partner in your corner that speaks the language, brings you time-tested automations, proven strategies, and up-to-date learning. Then go to marketexengine.com and book a consultation with me to learn more about our high-level agency, Marketecs Engine, and joining our ecosystem. I'm also currently offering discounts on one-on-one consulting to any of our affiliates and high-level users. So whether you're building an agency or building a business, pick your path and let's drive results. Now, back to your regularly scheduled programming. Now, one of the other things I'm really excited about for these new features, not only did they put the date option in here, the other thing that they put in here that is very exciting is this until a reoccurring window opens. And you can see that this is even a brand new, this was not an option before. People would have to cycle through a workflow in order for this type of action to happen before. Now I can actually set this up on a reoccurring window. I can say that I want this to happen every Tuesday at 9 a.m. And maybe my event is every Tuesday at 9 a.m. So I actually want the email to go out 1 hour before. I can set it up like that. And it even tells me when the next reoccurrence of this is happening. So now, if I'm holding an event every Tuesday at 9 a.m., basically people can keep coming into this workflow and they're going to be held until the next event happens. And then they're going to get that 1 hour email, that 1 hour reminder, and then continue on from there. That's really exciting that that's now an option. And I have to say they did a really great job with the frequency options too here. So not only do I have weekly on certain days, I also have monthly on the first of the month, the second, third, whatever day of the month that I want, or the first or second Tuesday or first and second Tuesday of the month. And then I can choose the actual months. So maybe it doesn't happen every month. Maybe it's every other month on the second Tuesday. Look at that. I mean, that to me is perfect for reoccurring webinars. This is exactly what I've been waiting for in this case, especially for something like my 3-day challenge, where I want to actually offer this on a reoccurring basis. And every month I was having to come in here, change that starting date, update the emails, and now I don't have to do that anymore. So that is very exciting. And again, we would change the action name, of course. And finally, you can see here that you also have yearly. Maybe you do something on January 1st every year. Maybe you send a happy New Year's message. Maybe you send a holiday message or Thanksgiving message. This makes all those holiday emails So much easier. All right, so we'll save that action. And then we'll look at this one more time for some of the other options that are in here. So we also have when a contact replies. So this could actually wait for a reply. We have a set period, which we've always had. We have a specific date, which I showed you, the reoccurring window, which is new and very exciting. Then you have appointments. It can be based on actual appointment date, because if you're not aware, you can actually book appointments through HighLevel as well. And so this will allow you to base these timers around specific appointments that are already set. Then when a contact takes a specific action, maybe they click a link or there's an email event, anything like that. So you can actually choose when this happens, and there's a timeout action. So if they don't do it within a week or within a couple days. And then there are even custom actions that you can set. So they have really gone above and beyond in taking these wait timers and adding all the features that I could have thought of. And this is the type of stuff that HighLevel consistently does. They seek input, they have town halls on a weekly basis, and they make updates and upgrades like this that I get really excited about. All right, so hopefully that was helpful and you learned something new today, and you'll be able to upgrade and update your workflows now that you have these new features. If you have any questions, please drop them in the chat below. I would also love it if you would like this video and subscribe to the channel. And because of these new features, I think I'm finally going to be taking our 3-day challenge and turning it into a snapshot. So keep an eye out for that. The link for that will be coming soon, and it will be down in the description. Thanks.